Hi there, this is Mike from Time to Pet, and thanks for joining me for our Facility Software Getting Started video. During this video, I will be going over some of the most important features in our facility product. We'll be getting started with some of the basics, things like adding a client, creating services and spaces, and adding a staff member. And after, we'll dig a little deeper into some of the more complex parts of our system, such as front desk mode and run cards. As a reminder, Time to Pet also offers software for in-home pet care businesses like a dog walking or pet sitting business. If your business offers in-home services in addition to facility-based services, you can use both software products together. For more information on how to bundle our facility product with our in-home product, send us an email at support@timetopet.com. To get started, let's first review how to add a new client to your Time to Pet account. To add a new client, look for the Clients dropdown in the left sidebar, and then click the Add New Client button. When adding a client, Time to Pet is looking for some basic information like the client's name, their email, and their phone number. Just as a heads up, if you're switching to Time to Pet from a different software system, our team can also help you import your client information directly into Time to Pet. For more information on how to import data, send us an email at support@timetopet.com. When you're ready to create a new client, click the blue Create Client button. Let's now take a look at adding services and spaces to your Time to Pet account. To add services and spaces, look for the Services and Spaces section, and we'll first start by creating a new space. Spaces in Time to Pet correlate to physical spaces in your facility. For example, if you have a large dog daycare room or a small dog daycare room, you can create those as spaces in Time to Pet. To create a new space, click the plus new space button. First up is giving your space a name. This is commonly things like dog daycare room or kennel number 7. You can also create capacity limits when creating your spaces. For example, if you want to be warned if there's more than 6 dogs scheduled in your daycare room, you can set that right here. You can also create rules for how many pets per staff member can be allowed for each one of your spaces. Lastly is an internal note to help you and your team better identify this space. Let's take a look at one of our created spaces. Let's take a look at our large dog daycare room. You'll see there are 2 additional tabs here, one for scheduling and one for services. Scheduling allows you to limit when services actually happen in this space. For example, this business only offers daycare services Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can also limit which services happen in your spaces. For this particular space, we only allow dog daycare full day and dog daycare half day services. Let's go ahead and jump to services. It's important to note how services and spaces interact in our facility product. In Time to Pet, services occur within a space. You do need to have a space created and services created for your customers to request these services. Let's take a quick look at creating a new service. Services will also have a name, as well as a service type. You can choose either daycare, which is a service that starts and ends on the same day, or a boarding service type, which is a service that spans multiple days. You can choose whether or not your customers can request the service, and also set a description and a private note. The color option lets you set a color for this particular service so you can more easily identify it on your schedule. Next up are drop-off and pickup times. These are the times that are displayed to your customers when they're submitting a service order request so they can choose when their pet will be dropped off and picked up. If you charge an additional fee for drop-off and pickup times outside of your normal hours, you can set that here. Lastly here is rates. You can set your default cost for one particular pet, and then also set the cost for additional pets. If you give a price break for 3 pets, you can set that right here. Let's go back to the services and take a quick peek at add-on services. If you offer additional services such as a bath or a nail trim, you can create those right here. Your pet parent clients have the ability to select these add-on services when submitting their requests, or you can add them for them. To create an add-on service, click the plus new add-on service. For your add-on services, you can set the name, choose whether or not your customers can request this service, and a description and a private note. Next up is the rates section, very similar to when creating a primary service. And then lastly is some schedule settings. You can choose whether or not this add-on service happens at specific times and day, or if this is a all-day, multi-day add-on service. Let's now jump to the staff section in Time to Pet and look at adding a new staff member. Adding a new staff member is similar to adding a client to your Time to Pet account. We're looking for some basic information like their name, their email, and their phone number. You can also choose the role for this particular staff member. First up is the administrator role. This is what your role would be set to if you created the Time to Pet account, and this particular role can do everything in Time to Pet. Next up is the scheduler. The scheduler is a really customizable role, so you can allow your schedulers to manage the schedule, but not invoicing. A tech/runner is someone who's generally just an employee of your business and doesn't need the same functionality that a scheduler or an administrator does. Lastly is a trainee. This tends to be someone who's brand new to your company and really doesn't need very much access in Time to Pet. When you're ready, you can add your staff member by clicking the blue Add Staff button. Let's go ahead and jump to the scheduler in Time to Pet. The scheduler is where you can see all of your services and events, and these would be broken down by space. You'll see here we have our large dog daycare room that currently has 3 out of 6 spots filled. At the top of the screen, you'll also see shifts for your team. We support several different filters here, as well as different views for your calendar. Let's take a quick look at the Client Hub. To access the Client Hub, click the blue Schedule Client button, and then choose one of your customers. We'll take a look at John Doe. The Client Hub is where you can add new events for this particular customer, but also where you can see their uninvoiced events, as well as their invoiced events. You can see a list of their invoices and if they have any packages. To add a new event for this customer, click the Add Event button. Time to Pet will prompt you to choose a date and a time. And then you can choose the space, the service, and the pet. If you need to add any notes, you can add that here also. Let's go ahead and create this event. On the next screen, Time to Pet will prompt you to add any add-on services if required for this particular event. You can also see whether or not this event has been invoiced. You can also use the Tools tab to duplicate this event if you need to schedule the same exact event for future dates. Let's go back to the hub and take a quick peek at uninvoiced events. In our facility product, events are not invoiced by default. However, there are many places in Time to Pet where you can invoice these services. Most commonly, that happens in front desk mode when you are checking pets out. More information on the front desk mode in a few minutes. Next up, let's take a quick peek at shift scheduling in Time to Pet. You can schedule shifts for your team directly here in this shift section. To add new shifts, let's navigate to next week and click the plus add shift button. We'll add a shift for Mike, that is Monday through Friday, and we will assign the large dog daycare room. Assigning a space for a shift is not required. If you need to add any notes, you can include those, and then add the shift. By default, shifts are created in draft mode, and when you're ready, you can publish the schedule. When publishing the schedule, Time to Pet will prompt you to notify all of your users with the shift, or you can skip that. We also have some great forecasting tools. Forecasting allows you to project your staffing needs for future events based on what is currently scheduled for your facility. Let's go ahead and jump to the front desk mode of our facility product. Front desk mode is designed to be used by your team at the front desk of your facility, where a team member would be checking pets in and out. This is a simplified view so your team can easily access what's most important. On the left side of the screen, you'll see columns for expected and checked in. Expected are dogs that you're expecting at your facility for that particular day, and checked in are pets that have already been checked in. On the right side, you'll see a list of spaces with a focus on capacity. When a space is nearing capacity, it will turn yellow, and when it's at capacity, it will turn red. Let's take a look at how to check a pet into your facility. Let's say Bob Bones is here, ready to drop off Felix. Checking in is a step-by-step process where you'll first review the client, the service, the drop-off time, and what pet is being checked in. You can also add any add-ons if needed, and take a quick peek at the run card. If Show Run Card is checked on the bottom, we will prompt you to update this information on the next screen. This is an example of a run card, but just as a heads up, all of the information listed here is entirely customizable by you. So if there's other pieces of information you really need to have access to, you can customize that in settings. Run cards can also be printed or downloaded as PDFs. Now that Felix is all checked in, let's close. And you'll see Felix is currently listed in our large dog daycare room. If your business allows drop-ins, you can click the plus drop-in button to check in a pet that was not scheduled. Let's say our customer Jim is here dropping off Jerry. Jerry is going to be in the large dog daycare room for the full day. Let's go ahead and check Jerry in. And now you'll see Jerry is also listed in the large dog daycare room. You'll also notice that large dog daycare room is now yellow. Let's now review the checking out process. Let's say that Lisa is here ready to pick up Franklin. The first screen will require that you review you have the correct client and pet selected. Let's now navigate to the run card, to the add-ons section to see if there are any add-ons that need to be added, and then we can proceed to payment. If you have payments enabled in your Time to Pet account, your customer will be prompted to submit a payment on this screen. They can either pay for just a single event, use a package, or if they have a balance, they can pay the entire balance. In this case, let's just check out. Next up, let's take a look at report cards. Report cards allow you to send updates to either a single pet parent or multiple pet parents at once. Let's say we want to send a report card to all of our pet parents with a pet in the large dog daycare room. You can type your message, include any attachments, and then also answer questions to your visit report card. These are fun questions and icons that will be sent to the pet parents in addition to any messages or pictures you've included. Some other functionality available in the front desk mode is the ability to see clients and add new clients. You can also review your scheduler. You can utilize our time tracking tools to clock in and out. And if you walk away from your computer, you can also lock the front desk mode. To log back in, simply select your account and enter your password. If you're just looking to clock in or clock out, you can do so from here, or you can open the console. Let's now navigate back to the dashboard. Again, we'll be prompted to enter our password to go back to the dashboard. Lastly, in our demo, we'll review a few settings options for facility. First up is Company Settings General. This is where you can view and update all of the information about your company. Client fields and pet fields allow you to fully customize all of the information that you collect about your clients and their pets. The theme section allows you to configure all of the logos and colors that your Time to Pet account uses. This helps you match your Time to Pet account to your business website. Let's navigate to some client settings options. First up is agreements. This allows you to create agreements that your customers need to review and e-sign the very first time they access their client portal or their client app. Portal settings allow you to set customizations like your client portal tag. This is the custom URL that you would use for your client portal website. This link can be added directly to your website so your pet parent clients can very easily log in to their client portal account. You can also customize pet parent onboarding, which allows you to fully customize the onboarding experience that your customers have as they're onboarded for your business. Let's jump to report cards. This is where you can fully customize all of the report cards that your business sends. A great idea is to have specific report cards for daycare services or boarding services. Lastly here, let's take a look at run cards. This is where you can fully customize the run cards that your business uses. For example, if you want to include additional client fields on your run cards, you can set that here. You can also customize what pet fields are included. For example, if you want to include the breed. And then lastly are fillable fields. These are customizable fields that you can create that you can complete as you're checking in a pet. That's the end of our Getting Started video. If you have any questions for us, please don't hesitate to reach out. The easiest way to contact us is by sending an email to support@timetopet.com. Thanks for your time.